Oops. More like it. Hey guys, how we doing? Starting the show a little bit earlier today because I'm not quite where I need to be for the bells, but you can just kind of hear them in the background. If you remember, that's my trigger. That's my trigger to kick off my show. So good morning, this is the Fitzy show. I am Fitzy. Hope everyone's well, hope you're good. Is booze poison? I'm going to ask you that question today. Oh, here we go. This is a new thing now. This never used to happen before. There's a clock tower here as well, separate from the Abbey. And I think they've now put a little geezer in the clock tower who now also does the bells, which are obviously a lot louder than the other bells. But anyway, let me crack on with this. Is booze poison? So please put your answers in the comments below. Yeah. So I've posted that last night to Facebook and to a few groups in Facebook. Let me try this angle. Is that better? No, it's not. Never quite comes out quite right, this angle. But anyway, so yeah, I posted that question out. Is booze poison? And trust me, gets a lot of reaction. Triggers a lot of people to reply. There's positive or negative sides to that. So I'm going to do my best to answer my version of what do I believe about booze and is it poison? Or I'll more give you feedback on what the collective are saying, what people are saying. Yeah, I think that's probably more interesting for you. And I'll put my little slant on it as well, yeah. So, okay, so is it poison? So we've got people that jump on that get very scientific about that question, you know, and they talk about the ingredients of alcohol, and they remind me that there's a running husky dog there, but there you go. So yeah, people get very specific about scientific data and information about booze and say, okay, it must be poison because of the ingredients, you know, and there are quite often booze is combined with something else to make it poisonous or to make it toxic, yeah. So for me, on that basis, one thing's for sure is that it's not good, is it? Yeah. Physically, what are we putting into our body when we are consuming alcohol? You know, it's not good. It's not going to benefit our health. That's for sure. Yeah. And obviously with that, and similar to many other things like sugar, and like things that are really, really addictive, with certain type of ingredients, it's not going to bode well, is it? If you're consuming a fair amount of alcohol, it's not going to bode well on your health, is it? You know, there's going to be weight issues. There's going to be fitness issues. In my opinion, there's going to be mental challenges. Yeah. I'm actually having flashbacks to when I used to drink, you know, and trust me, I'm not one of them people that says because I don't drink alcohol is bad at all, but I love to open up that question, you know, what do other people think of booze, right? So that's the scientific side of things, and I'll cut to the chase more towards my opinion of it. Is booze poison? Yeah, and please put in the comments below what you think. Tell me what you think. Rant if you want. Shout from the rooftops what the wonderful benefits are if you want to. Let me know. But for me, I think it's a very personal question and personal opinion about booze, right? Is it poison or not? So for me personally, booze does not benefit, or booze is not in keeping or aligned or part of the ingredients in the life or lifestyle that I want, that I choose. So the lifestyle that I choose and who I want to show up as, right? There's no room in my life for booze, yeah? Because I've got, certain standards of operation, certain standards of productivity, certain standards of fitness, certain standards of mental capability, mental efficiency, where booze is not part of that ingredient, yeah? Doesn't benefit me. Doesn't serve me, I suppose you could say, yeah? So, and I'm sure I can hear people already, I'm sure you're going to be saying, okay, so what about the recreational benefits, yeah? But I drink to relax, to chill out. It helps me kick back. So I've found other ways to do that. For me, it's about meditation. It's about getting into a silent place. I mean, I'm reasonably introvert anyway, so my thing is not to be surrounded by hundreds of people, and I don't get energized necessarily by being surrounded by lots and lots of people, even though connection is super important, and I love a good old conversation. So how else do I chillax? How else do I kick back? My new one is going to the spa, and I'm going there in a minute. I'm on my way to the spa. I've had a good old workout, tough workout, but now my next stop, before I kick off my back-to-back client calls, is to go to the spa. Yeah, that's a great place to go to. Disconnect from the phone, disconnect from society for that period of time. I do a series of hot rooms, if you call it like that. So there's 4 of them, from tepid to baking hot, and then there's cold showers and stuff like that. So I go from sort of hot to cold immersion, and the big thing is this: during my sort of 1 hour session at the spa, is this, to take it through a process of decompressing, kicking back, chillaxing, so I don't need booze to do that for me, yeah? And I have in the past, and don't get me wrong, I was the worst. I was drinking 2 bottles of wine most nights, yeah? And isn't hindsight a great thing as well? Hindsight showed me, or tells me now, that I was drinking so much booze in the past as a coping mechanism from a lifestyle that I didn't enjoy, and an identity that I didn't want to be. So I've already talked about that a minute ago, about lifestyle and identity. Super, super important. What habits do you want to follow? What habits do you want to do on a daily basis? What lifestyle does that equal? Yeah. And what identity are you showing up as? Super, super, super important. So back to booze then. Back to booze. Is it poison? So in fact, I need to bleep it out a little bit, because otherwise Facebook gets funny. One of my clients calls it the effery. So Fuckery, calls it the effery, that says his opinion is that booze kind of deceptively or cunningly has been brought into society and continues to be in society, and it's as in we've all been deceived, yeah? The government are going to keep pushing it. The government are going to keep pushing booze, because there's huge taxes on it. They make a huge amount of money, and it's a huge multi-billion pound industry, so why would it be scrapped? Yeah, so there's that whole argument or discussion as well about booze. So one thing's for sure, booze is not going anywhere quick. And pumping below, tell me what your opinion is, tell me what you think, and there are a small percentage of people who can moderate, who can have 1 drink, 2 drinks. They might have have a meal, have a glass of wine, and that'll be it. They leave the rest of the bottle. With me, if I open the bottle's gone. There's no question, finished, yeah? And if I open a second one, that bottle would be gone, because I'm an all or nothing type person. So yeah, there's that side of it, you know. And fair play to those people that can moderate alcohol, and those people that can have one or two drinks. Great, you know, thumbs up to them, and that's their opinion. But what I would say with all of this, everybody is different, and what I would say, there is a percentage of people like me, like I was, who almost cannot have alcohol in their life because they struggle to moderate with alcohol. Is it their fault? Is it the ingredients? Is it the fact that alcohol is poison? Do you know what? It doesn't really matter, does it? You know? So in my head, all I know is, and hopefully this will benefit or resonate with certain people, all I know is that me combined with alcohol, or alcohol in me consuming alcohol, it doesn't mix. It ain't gonna bode well. Yeah. So that's fine. And what I would then say is what I found on my journey and coaching people to give up booze, is it can potentially be a scary place as well. Yeah. What I find is that when people give up, to take that leap of faith, to take that jump, it's bloody scary, right? Yeah. And when I've done the journey with so many people now to give up booze, it's that journey of the unknown. Is to take that leap of faith, is to say, okay, from today, I won't be drinking, right? And I choose those words carefully because that's what I tell my clients that they should do as well. Choose your own version of what this is. Are you giving up booze? Are you abstaining from booze? Are you stopping drinking? Yeah. Or what is your best way of handling that decision and that language? Because language is super important, right? So for me, the way I would describe it is, booze is not in my world, yeah, and I'm not going to drink today. Yeah, one day at a time. Back to that old sort of adage. I'm not going to drink today. I don't look too far forward in the future. I don't say, okay, I'm never going to drink again, because that's a weight on your shoulders, isn't it? That's like a huge, huge weight on your shoulders. That's like a ton weight, and that's pressure, stress, overwhelm with a sort of blanket decision like that. I can't say that. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I don't know what's going to happen for the rest of today. But do you know what? The easiest way for me to manage it, and what I suggest to my clients, is to say, do you know what? Just take the next 24 hours, yeah? Just say, okay, I'm not going to drink today. I don't want to drink today. And then, you know, the next side of it, what moves on from them then is the triggers. What happens when you get triggered? You know, what happens when something happens? What happens when you walk up and down the booze aisle and you see your favourite wine, which I actually saw yesterday. I can't remember the name of it now, but it's one of them Cabernet Sauvignons, as well as my posh wine, as I used to call it, was Chateauneuf de Pape. That was my ultimate treat, as it were. Lovely wine. I say that with trepidation. So lovely tasting wine. That's as far as I'll go with it. The physical and mental effects, well, I'll you know, we know where that went, or I certainly know where that went. So, but yeah. So, quick summary then. So, you got your data side of, is booze poison, right? So you got your scientific and data opinions. You've got that side of things. For me personally, and what I advise the clients is to have our own opinion and our own version of alcohol and how it affects us, or is it in our life? Should it be in our life? You know, that's a very personal thing. And as I say, for me, even if I visualize it, me next to alcohol or alcohol in my hand is just a mismatch. It's not a viable concept or a viable mix or combination, or however you want to describe that. And it's the benefit of that as well is there's no emotion involved. There's no emotional connection to it. You know, I'm kind of almost talking objectively about it. Yeah. And then when we go through the journey, as I said, is that scary place to decide to give up, to say, you know, I'm not going to drink anymore. I'm no longer a drinker. I abstain. However, whatever language you use has to fit to you. Yeah. And you've got to take it step by step. I say one day at a time. Yeah. For me and my clients, just one day at a time. And fill your life with amazing things that you can do, because one thing as well, you'll have a huge amount of time and energy extra if you were to reduce, abstain, give up, whatever, you know, whatever you're going to say, because that's for sure. Booze is can be quite a disabling entity in your life to whatever degree, in my opinion, unless you are one of them tiny percentages of people, that 1%, 2%, 5%, whatever it is, of people who can literally have a little sip of booze, one glass of wine, you know, and literally leave it and it doesn't impact their life whatsoever, you know, that they've enjoyed the taste, they've enjoyed having it with food or whatever the whatever the pleasure has been. So hope it makes sense. I've kind of tried to take you through the journey of you know, what a lot of my clients go through, and that thought process that they're going through before they speak to me, and when they've spoken to me, and when we start moving through the process. The massive benefit for my clients is that I've been on that journey. Yeah, I'm no guru. I'm absolutely no guru. I'm not one of these, how shall I say it politely? I'm not one of these personal development bullshitting gurus who will tell you it's easy to give up booze and I'll give you 3 steps to this and 5 steps to that and 10 steps to that. In my opinion, life is not like that. Life is more dynamic. Life is more evolving, right? But what I will say, if you came on the journey with me, I'm a few steps ahead of you on this journey, and I will know where you are in that journey, yeah, and what's ahead of you, the pitfalls that could potentially be ahead of you. I will know your blind spots. I will almost live and breathe that journey with you, shoulder to shoulder. I've got my arm around you. I've got your back, man. You know, for me, that's invaluable, yeah. And it's almost like walking those steps together on that potentially scary journey, yeah. Because that's the other thing as well. What I haven't really talked about is the next level. I could talk all day about this, couldn't I? The next level, what I see a lot of it is fear of missing out, right? Not only is it fear of taking that leap of faith and saying that I'm not going to drink or whatever that language is, but it's that fear of sober life. It's that fear of missing out. Oh, my mates are doing this, that and the other with booze. They're all out on the piss. Why can't I go? You can go. Of course you can go. But just don't drink. Still have fun. Still have energy. Still have a laugh. You know, I'm probably more natural and more, energetic and more fun-loving without booze, if I'm honest. Because when I used to drink, I would drink so quick, there'd be a point where I couldn't talk properly, I'd slur my words, I couldn't move properly. That's no fun, is it? So, but there you go. Anyway, going to leave you to it, guys. Hope it resonates, and absolutely, if you're thinking of taking that journey of giving up booze or no longer being a drinker or removing alcohol from your life, however you want to describe it, if you're thinking of that journey and nothing has worked so far, if you tried the AA, if you tried all the methods out there, let's have a conversation, yeah? Because my clients come from all walks of life, and some of them have tried so many different things, yeah. And the biggie is AA, and I'm probably going to get struck down by the AA guys because it's very cultish, isn't it? And it's very, how would I say? Even the word to step up, to stand up in a group and to say I'm an alcoholic. I know there's accountability, and I know that's the first step, is to realise that you've got a problem. But in my opinion, to label yourself and to say I'm an alcoholic or whatever that label is, I believe is also very, very disempowering, because you're then almost saying I'm screwed, you know. You're then almost saying, you know, let's put alcohol or alcoholic label on my forehead, like, you know, that's my destiny, that's my identity, you know. For me, I don't need to say that. I need to say me with alcohol or me combined with alcohol is not a winning formula, you know, and that's enough for me. I don't need to say, oh, I'm an alcoholic, or, you know. And the word is that some of them groups are very disempowering and very, you know, and it's deliberate as well, because what it then does, it disempowers you to then make you part of a cult, yeah? That makes you depend on that cult. It's almost religious, isn't it? Again, I've got nothing wrong with religion, but, you know, you'll get none of that from me, is what I'm saying. That's where I'm cutting to the chase, yeah? All I am is a guy who's done the journey step by step. He's taken lots of notes. He's building a formula. He's building a formula that works. He's built a formula that works, a process, a signature system, a program, and he won't let you down as long as you don't let yourself down. All I ask is that you meet me halfway and you walk the walk with me, and I promise I've got your back and I will take that journey with you. I wonder how long that was. 21 minutes. I could talk for another half an hour about this subject. It's obviously very close to my heart. Anyway, gonna leave you to it, guys. Have a great one. Whether or not booze is involved in your weekend or not, entirely up to you. You know, I respect everybody's individual journey, you know, but if it's not for you, reach out. Let's just have a quick conversation. See you guys. Cheers.